The weather is warming and many of us are enjoying more time outside. For some, this means trips to the golf course are becoming likely. Golf by itself is a technical and sometimes frustrating sport. It is also one that is heavily impacted by the weather conditions. When the conditions are not ideal, that makes this sport that much more difficult. Even subtle atmospheric changes can have a major impact on how a golf ball travels off a club. The environmental factors that can most influence your golf game are wind, temperature, humidity and precipitation, time of day, and altitude. Wind is one of the most influential factors in golf. Because a golf ball is so light, it's more vulnerable to air movement than balls used in other sports like football or baseball. Golfers must factor wind direction into every shot. Whether it's blowing left to right, right to left, or directly in their face, choosing the right club becomes crucial. This is especially true on longer drives where even a 5 to 10 mile per hour wind can make a noticeable difference. A strong gust can push a perfectly struck drive off the fairway and into the rough, bunker, or water hazard, turning what looked like a great shot into a difficult recovery or an almost certain bogey. Temperature is another key variable. Cold air is denser, increasing air resistance and decreasing the ball's travel distance. It also makes the golf ball harder, reducing how much it compresses at impact. Here's a common rule of thumb. For every 10 degrees below 70 degrees, a shot can lose around 2 yards of distance. On the flip side, warm air is less dense. On a 90-degree day, the ball can travel a few yards farther with the same swing. Humidity has a similar but less impactful effect compared to temperature. While it may feel heavier, humid air is actually less dense than dry air, meaning the ball can travel slightly farther. Even dramatic humidity changes typically alter a shot by only about a yard or so. Rain, on the other hand, has a much more noticeable impact. Wet conditions increase drag and reduce roll, often shortening overall distance and making the course play slower. The time of day also has a significant role in how a course will play, as it is affected by all of the factors we've previously discussed. Morning rounds often feature lower winds, cooler temperatures, and more humidity, resulting in dew-covered grass and smoother greens. By afternoon, the course dries out and becomes firmer and faster. Using these average conditions, an afternoon tee time provides the best weather conditions for the long game, even with stronger, more impactful winds. The last factor is one many golfers may not consider as much: altitude. Altitude may even have a greater effect on the travel distance of a ball than any of the other factors individually. At higher elevations, the air is thinner, allowing the ball to fly farther as air resistance lessens. For every 1,000 feet above sea level, distance increases by about 1.16%. That means at a course sitting at around 3,000 feet, such as in Kalispell or Missoula, a 200-yard shot could travel roughly 7 yards farther than expected. At courses in Bozeman and Butte, where the elevation is higher, a ball's travel distance from a 200-yard shot could increase by around 10 to 15 yards. In a sport defined by precision, even the smallest environmental change can mean the difference between a birdie and a bogey or worse. Before grabbing your clubs and making your way to the links, download the NBC Montana weather app to stay up to date on current conditions at the course and to give yourself a better chance of staying under par. Reporting from the University of Montana Golf Course, Mitchell Coombs, NBC Montana.